everyone, this is my friend Ziggy. Hi Ziggy. And I wanted to reach out today and read just one of my favorite stories from when I was little. I remember my mom taking me to the library. Downtown, we would walk in, and at that time, the adult section was on one side, the kids section was on the other side. So I went over to the kids section, felt like it was a huge library, and I would always go and check out the same book called It's Mine, a greedy book. And at that time, I really didn't understand what greedy was. But now, in our times that we have been having lately with greedy, everybody runs to the grocery store and buys as much toilet paper or as much water as they possibly can, not really caring about other people. And if they have what they need, they just wanted to get as much as they could, and it was showing their greed. So today I wanted to share It's Mine, a Greedy book by Crosby, Bonsall. It's a Harper and Row Publishers book that was a copyright from 1964. Yes, it's older than me. First page, we have this flower, and it has all the people that this book has been dedicated to as the stem. So we have for Suzanne, Jerry, Mark, Carla, Mary, Barbara, and David. Mabel Ann had a doll, a teddy bear, a pail, a rubber duck, and a best friend. His name was Patrick, and he lived next door. Patrick had a dump truck, a wooden horse, a hat with a feather, and a paper flower. Every day, Patrick and Mabel Ann played together. So here's Mabel Ann. She's got her orange rubber ducky, her teddy bear, her pail, and her doll. And here's Patrick. He's got his orange, fluffy, fuzzy hat with a feather, his paper flower, his wooden horse, and his truck. They picked flowers together. They waited for the postman together. They sang songs together, and they stood on their heads together. So here she's tickling him underneath the chin with his flower. They're waiting down here for the postman. They're singing and standing on their heads together. And as you can tell by their faces, right now they are having a good time being with each other. But when Mabel Ann wanted to wear the hat with a feather, Patrick yelled, "It's mine!" And Mabel Ann got mad and she went home. So right now, Patrick does not want to share. And when Patrick wanted to play with the rubber duck, Mabel Ann yelled, "It's mine!" And Patrick got mad and he went home. So he takes all of his toys and storms off. But they waded in the brook together. They swung on a gate together. They looked for rain together. And then they found 4-leaf clovers together. So the brook is just a little pond, swinging on the gate, looking for rain in the rain clouds, and then looking for 4-leaf clovers in the field. Yet, when they played with their toys, Mabel Ann said, "This is mine, and this is mine, and this is mine, and this is mine." And Patrick said, "Well, this is mine, and this is mine, and this is mine, and this is mine." Then Mabel Ann said, "You can't play with my pail. It's mine." And Patrick said, "Oh yeah? You can't play with my dump truck. It's mine." Uh-oh. Best friends starting to fight. And Mabel Ann storms off with all of her toys. And Patrick grabs his toys. They both got mad and they both went home. Still, they sat in a tree together. They dug a hole together. They watched birds together. And they played hide and seek together. Can you see her hiding behind the brick wall? I don't know if I can see any orange back there. Then one day, they had a picnic in a farmer's field. This is mine, and this is mine, and this is mine, said Mabel Ann. And this is mine, and this is mine, and this is mine, said Patrick. But Patrick wanted a carrot. And Mabel Ann said, "You can't have it. It's mine." So Patrick pulled on the carrot, and Mabel Ann pulled on the carrot. And while they were pulling, something terrible happened. So if we're looking at Mabel Ann and Patrick starting to fight, and now they're playing tug-of-war with the carrot, something is coming along behind them because they're not paying the least bit of attention. The farmer's goat ate their lunch. Patrick yelled, "It's mine!" And Mabel Ann yelled, "It's mine!" But the goat didn't care whose lunch it was. He just ate it. And Mabel Ann started to cry. "It's all your fault. If you hadn't been so mean, the goat wouldn't have eaten our lunch. You spoiled our picnic." But was it really Patrick's fault? Was it the goat's fault? Or was it Mabel Ann's fault? And Patrick cried, "I didn't spoil our picnic. You did. And if you hadn't been so mean and grabbed your old carrot, it's all your fault." And Mabel Ann said, "It is not." And Patrick said, "It is too." But now Patrick had nothing, and Mabel Ann had a carrot. And after a while, Patrick said, "I'm hungry." Mabel Ann hugged the carrot and said, "It's mine." Uh-oh. Then she took a bite, and Patrick said, "Is it good?" And she said, "Yes." Then Patrick said, "I'm hungry." And Mabel Ann took another bite. "That's a big carrot," Patrick said. "Big as 2 carrots. And Mabel Ann stopped eating. And then Patrick said, "We could have a picnic with that big carrot." But is she going to share? "But it's my carrot," Mabel Ann explained, "and you don't have one." "Well, it is big as 2 carrots, Patrick said again. "Biggest carrot I ever saw." Mabel Ann looked at the carrot. It was a big carrot. Biggest carrot she ever saw. Big as 2 carrots. But do you think she's going to share with him? Then Mabel Ann said, "Listen, we could have a picnic with a carrot big as this." And Patrick said, "Let's." So Mabel Ann gave her carrot to Patrick, and she said, "It's mine, but you can have a bite." And Patrick said, "We'll take turns. A bite for you and a bite for me." And that is the way they ate the carrot. So she would take a bite, give it to Patrick, and he would take a bite. And then he would give it back. And when they were finished, they went home to play with their toys. And Mabel Ann said, "These are all mine." And Patrick said, "Well, these are all mine." But guess who was wearing the hat with the feather? And guess who was playing with the rubber duck? They learned to share. And that is the end of our story, "It's Mine" by Crosby Bonsall.